Tonight, there is, this is a show where we're going to need 2 hours. There is a concerted effort around the world to diminish or deny the Holocaust. And when this generation is gone, no one will be there to look you in the eye and say, I was there. When this generation passes, people like Ahmadinejad, who diminish it bit by bit, become stronger. Today, I am joined by survivors, people who were children when they lived through it. They lived through the Holocaust. I want to introduce you to Christine Heger. Karen, she survived 14 months living underground in a sewer in Poland. Christine's husband, Marian, is also a survivor. He was saved by Oskar Schindler. Ruth Backner was hidden by nuns living in a convent. We have, you know what? Let me start with first Christine and Marian, and just spend a couple of seconds with you first, and then we'll introduce everybody else that is here. I heard your story about the green sweater and living in a sewer for 14 months when you were eight years old.
Yeah.
And I cannot imagine what your parents went through. What are your recollections of living first in the sewer?
I remember everything because, you know, this is so shocking that experience like this you don't forget. And it was, I remember the night that we came to the sewer. My father pushed me because I was afraid to go. It was darkness and terrible noise of falling water. It was a pewter.
I want to show the picture. Can you put the picture? This is you standing at the sewer cover.
Yes.
Where, do we have it?
Yes.
Standing at the sewer cover. It's coming. But this is you going back and seeing this.
This is 3 years ago when I went first time to Lvov to visit.
And that's you standing by the sewer cover. That's where your father said, get down in that hole.
No. This is where the place that we came out after the liberation.
All right.
Yes. When we went in, it was from a block in the ghetto that my father and 2 other people, they dig a tunnel to get to the sewer. And the entrance to the tunnel and the noise of the water, it was so terrible. I will never forget. I even, sometimes, you know, I have a dream that I wake up with the fear. And it was a terrible experience.
The person who saved your family was a thief.
He was a small thief before he found, you know, small things. He was in prison a few times, but then he was working for the sewer department in Lvov. And my father, when he was digging from the from ghetto, he was digging the entrance to the sewer, he met him. Because he and other 2, they were walking, checking if everything is okay in the sewer, and they met my father.
You remember him bringing you to a place where you could see daylight just a little bit.
Yes, because after few months when we were sitting there, we never saw a daylight, and I got depressed, and I didn't want to talk to anybody and to eat. And Soha, this is the man who saved us, when he brought us food, he was coming every day and bringing us food. He didn't walk, he crawled. And he took me to a space, he put me up, and he said, look at the light. You, in little time, you have to be patient, but you will see the light, you will live outside like everybody else. And then he brought me up, and it was really, for me, it was a medicine. I started to be a normal kid.
Your husband, Marian, was your family saved by Oskar Schindler?
Well, not my family, myself and my mother, basically. And why he saved it is because before we went to the ghetto, Oskar Schindler used to live close by, next building, on street Straszewskiego 7, and we used to live Straszewskiego 9. And one of his friends used to live in our apartment. So he was coming quite often, and my mother spoke perfect German, and she served him tea and everything else. So that's how we tend to know each other. We weren't on the Schindler's List.
Right.
However, after that, when we went to the ghetto, and then with liquidation of ghetto, and my mother and myself were sent to concentration camp, labor camp, the same what you saw on Schindler's List, what happened. And thanks to him, we managed to get out because he somehow bribed the guard, or actually said that my mother will bribe the guard, and we left the Płaszów.
Your families, did you ever, was there ever talk afterwards where was everyone else? Why are there only so few? Where is everyone? Because your parents were old enough to have friends, and were they all Jewish? Or did your parents not look at the society they were living in and saying, what happened to people?
Well, they lived basically among themselves, among the Jews.
But they still were part of a society that they didn't have to be friends. I mean, I don't have friends in, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a state. Well, let me use New Hampshire. I don't have a lot of friends in New Hampshire, any friends that I know of in New Hampshire. But I'm still part of the same society. If New Hampshire all of a sudden started putting, killing people en masse, I would say, well, what happened? Or if I went up to New Hampshire and they were trying to, kill people like me, I would still say, well, what happened to the people of America? Can anybody relate to that? Can anybody talk about that?
You have to remember that we live in Poland, and Poland, it was very anti-Semitic. And it was very, very difficult to find somebody who will help you, even among the friends. My parents, they have a friend, not Jews, but nobody came, and give a hand to help. By coincidence, we found Socha.
Back in just a second.